A homeless man was shocked while digging through the trash. A baby girl had been abandoned in the freezing snow on Christmas Eve. The three homeless people could not just stand by and do nothing, so they had no choice but to take her with them for the time being. They were a strange little group. Hannah was a middle-aged drag queen who saw herself as a woman. Jin was a middle-aged man who loved running away from responsibility. Because of gambling and heavy drinking, he was buried in debt. And Miyuki was a troubled teenage girl who had run away from home. All three of them had become homeless because life had beaten them down in different ways. At first, Jin and Miyuki wanted to take the baby girl to the police station, but Hannah firmly refused because she did not want the child to be left alone on Christmas Eve. So after discussing it, they decided to send the baby away the next day. But the next morning, Hannah regretted it. She did not want to send the baby to the police because Hannah had also grown up as an orphan. She wanted to take the child and search for her parents. She wanted to know what kind of situation would make someone abandon their own baby. Jin and Miyuki were moved by Hannah, so the three of them began their journey to find Kyoko's parents. Using the key found on the baby, they located the matching locker at a train station. Inside the baby's luggage, there was a photo and a bunch of bar business cards, so they used the last of their money to buy train tickets. Then they got on the train heading to that bar, but the smell coming from Jin made all the passengers keep their distance. Miyuki felt embarrassed and pretended she did not know them, but unexpectedly, the train stopped running because of the heavy snow. Then she noticed her father was on the train across from them. Seeing that her father was calling the police, Miyuki had no choice but to jump out the window, but she did not notice that the baby formula had fallen out. Just like that, they had to walk through the snow. Before long, Hannah was too hungry to keep walking. To survive, they could only go to a cemetery and steal offerings from graves. This was one of the ways homeless people survived, but there was nothing in the cemetery that a baby could eat. Just as Hannah was holding the child and crying, she suddenly noticed baby supplies placed in front of one grave. She sighed and said this had to be a gift from God. After solving the food problem, they continued moving forward, but when they passed by a car, they unexpectedly found a fat man trapped underneath it. It turned out he had forgotten to pull the handbrake before getting out to check the tire stuck in the snow. They quickly pushed the car away and rescued the man, and this man turned out to be a Yakuza boss. To thank them for saving his life, the boss handed them his business card and told them to come to him anytime they needed help. But when Jin saw his missing finger, he immediately wanted to run away. Hannah took the chance to ask him about the bar. To their surprise, that bar was actually run by his son-in-law, and the boss was on his way to attend their wedding, so he gave them a ride and took them along. But everyone at the wedding was either rich or powerful. The three homeless people seemed completely out of place and uneasy. Before long, the Yakuza boss introduced Hannah to his son-in-law, but Jin realized that the man in front of him was the bastard who had tricked him into borrowing money from loan sharks years ago, so he grabbed a bottle and prepared to take revenge. But at that moment, something dramatic happened. A waitress suddenly pulled out a gun and fired several shots at the Yakuza boss. At the critical moment, the son-in-law stood in front of him. Seeing that the assassination had failed, the killer panicked and ran away. In desperation, she took Miyuki hostage as she had just come out of the bathroom.